I went to church camp a lot when I was a teenager, and I loved it. Made lots of great decisions there, really strengthened my faith as a Christian. I surrendered to the ministry at church camp, just lots of great memories. But there's one week particular that I'm not going to ever forget, ever. And it was a week where God just really moved in amazing ways. And the week started off that Monday evening with the camp pastor having 1,000 students come forward during the service, and we walked down front, and he gave all of us a marble, and everybody in that whole place was given a marble, and we were told to sit down, and once we got sat down, he explained to us that this marble, it represented something in our lives that we needed to get rid of, something that we needed to deal with, something that we needed to give up. It could represent anything, but he specifically told us, do not do not give this marble up, do not leave it anywhere until you are ready to give it to God. And so we were told to carry it in our pocket, put it in our purses, hold it in our hand, whatever, but hold on to it until you're ready to let it go. And so night by night, at the end of the service, people would come forward during the invitation, and they would lay their marbles up there on the steps of the stage and pray and cry out to God. And it was just really neat. And I don't remember what my marble represented. I have no idea, but I do remember giving it up. It was just a neat deal. And most of you know this, but I've got a twin brother, and his name's Dustin. And he and I were, together a lot that week and very close. And I will never forget watching him all week, just kind of out of the corner of my eye with this marble. And all week long, he just held on to it. And he would have it in his pocket. You would see him fidgeting with it during the service or whatever. It was just something you could tell that was heavy upon his heart. I mean, something was deeply stirring within his soul. And I noticed it. And so finally, the last night of camp comes, and I know that he's got this marble still on him, and he's got it in his hand, and you know that there's something there that's really, really just weighing upon him. And so that last night at camp, we're all singing during the invitation, and it is pouring like crazy. I mean, buckets of water are like falling out of the sky. It's lightning, it's thundering, it's just nuts. And so we're standing there during the invitation, and I'm kind of standing behind my brother, and he's kind of at an angle from me. And the next thing I know, my brother Dustin, he takes off outside the tabernacle. Now, mind you, the tabernacle was just like a roof over our head. There was no walls to it. It was open air, and he takes off running in the rain, and he, as hard as he can, in the middle of this big field, he takes that marble and he throws it. And Hollywood could not have made this any better, but I kid you not, as soon as he threw it, and I watched him, lightning struck, and the thunder just rumbled. And he turned around and was just sobbing, and you could see it, just crying his eyes out. And our youth group just runs out there with him, and we're standing around him, and we're all crying, and we're all in the rain, much to the disapproval of our youth sponsors and youth pastor. But it was a beautiful moment. We get back to the cabin that night, and we're doing our devotionals, and I'll never forget one of the girls standing up, and she looked at my brother, and she told him, Dustin, that marble, it didn't hit the ground. God, he caught it. There's a lot of truth to that, isn't there? God's got good hands. If only we would give things up to him. Think about it today. What are you holding on to? What's driving you crazy? What is it that's just got you captivated, and it's got all your attention, and it's sucking the life out of you? What is it? I never will ever know what my brother's marble represented. I'll never find out. I don't want to know. But I know my brother dealt with it. And I don't know what you're facing today, and I don't know what you're going through, but I know God cares. In fact, the Bible says in 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7 that you can cast all your cares upon him. You can literally throw your cares upon him because he cares for you. And if you read the original Greek in that, it literally says this: if it concerns you, it concerns God. What a beautiful promise. I love you all so much, and I hope today that you will let it go. Release your grip and give it to God, because he's waiting and he's willing and totally hoping that you'll throw it to him so he can catch it. Have a great day. And as always, I ask you to be the church. Thanks.